Welcome to Abnormal, the podcast for normal people who want to do abnormal things. Today I'm joined by Cheng Pak-hung, world champion and previous world number one rope skipper. Born and raised in Hong Kong, what I thought was going to be a conversation about a niche sport and being the best in the world turned into lessons in entrepreneurship, dealing with pressure and anxiety after winning world titles, and family conflicts after dropping out of university 3 times. This conversation surprised me with the direction it went in, but I think you're going to enjoy it. But before we get started, if you could please do me a huge favour and subscribe on Spotify and leave a 5-star review, as it goes a really long way in growing the show. Thank you, and let's get into the episode. All right, Pak-hung, welcome to Abnormal. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. It's been great to get you on. It's a sport that I don't know much about. Rope skipping, world champion, world number one. And for me, I don't want to overstep my mark here, but rope skipping is, I think of skipping ropes in the playground at school when I was a kid and everyone's sort of round in a circle. I don't think of world champions and world championships when I think of rope skipping. Do you think that some people underestimate you and your achievements because of the exact same things that I've just spoken about?
Yeah, so I think like when I started jump rope, it wasn't like that kind of developed or like less people hear about like it's like a sport itself. So it's usually when you do badminton, you have to do double unders, or you do CrossFit, you have to do double unders. But I think like the sports has evolved to like a new era that like we do have like different combination of tricks and also different elements such as dance and also gymnastic inside. So so that's why I'm trying to do more on social media to let people see like how jump rope could be done. Yeah.
So yeah, because for me as like a casual fan, or not even fan, but I'm obviously fascinated to speak to you because of the stage of career you're at and the heights that you've achieved in terms of getting to world number one, winning world competitions. But is this a conversation that you find yourself constantly having with people that maybe don't know anything about the sport? So when you say that you're a world champion of rope skipping, do you find yourself having to explain things about what that actually is?
Yeah, I think right now it's better because like I felt like social media is there are more people seeing clips of jump rope on social media. So I have to explain less because like there are some double dutch videos and also maybe some single rope fitness videos that people are doing tricks. But yeah, sometimes I still do have to explain or show them a video that like how rope skipping can be done or like what tricks are we doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it there, right? Social media. For anyone that doesn't know, your social media is what, like 180,000 on Instagram or something? It's crazy.
Yeah.
And all the videos are so cool. It's just like a combination of, I'd say, like a rap battle, a street dance with a rope,
Yeah.
and there's also some music in there now as well, right? Like you're doing your own music.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
You're really covering everything in your content and using it to spread awareness. When
Yeah.
did this social media content become a part of your like strategy, and when did you realize like that you can use social media for good?
So I think like it was like something I started doing like 10 years ago when I started my own skipping club. Because at that time I was like kind of obsessed with doing crazy tricks that people haven't done before. And then at that time, our team was like kind of like really obsessed with creating new tricks, and we would like love to upload that on social media so that we could like kind of battle with people in other countries or skippers in other countries. And then yeah, but after during COVID, because like we couldn't we are not able to do go out or go to gym to work out. So I felt like there is like an influx of people or they're trying to do jump rope on social media, and they would post story and stuff that they are trying to learn jump rope, but didn't work. And then at that time, I started to do more content to teach people how to do jump rope or like what kind of variation they can do for their workout. So I started to create more like simple videos that people can follow and then they can challenge. And then it started growing. And also, I started to do more that kind of like dancing video or shuffling steps so that people can can feel like it's cool to learn jump rope rather than it's like a boring sport that you can only do forward jumping or like or at most like a cross. So that I want to try to make the sport look cool and then people like to learn and or show off on social media.
What were your numbers like? What are your social media numbers like when you if you do you say you first started getting into it in what 2021 posting
Yeah,
videos
I think
online?
around 20. Yeah, yeah. I think I started. You mean like the followers, right? I think I
Yeah, like
started at
how
like
fast did you grow your following?
I think I grow 10 100K in 9 months
Wow.
at that time. Yeah, because I think I'm the first batch of people who started to do reels. And then, yeah, I'm the first batch of people who are doing more that kind of dance video, fitness video when no one is posting reels at that time. So yeah, yeah,
That's
I do more
insane.
at the time.
As a content creator myself, that is like that's incredible to see and witness a growth of 100k, and it's not slowing down. Like you've got a very big online presence, and even when you know from Hong Kong and in Hong Kong sports, you're a very big person within that representing Hong Kong. So has that growth in social media, I wanted to get into this a bit later in the conversation about like how you actually make a career doing rope skipping. But
Hmm.
let's dive into it now. It seems like a good place to start. With your growth in social media, has that led to work opportunities for you as well, like brand deals and you know being paid to create content and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I do. I do have like different types of like brand deals and also different types of events that I'm invited to. Yeah, and I also like because I felt like when because like jump rope is not like a kind of recognized sports in Hong Kong, so I felt like building like a audience is really important to tell people the sports itself is not like a like an small sports or like there are people wanting to learn it or like there are people participate in it. So this is why I started to do it on social because it's easy to let people see the numbers and how it is like attractive to people. So yeah, this is why I started.
Yeah, for sure. And especially like from a brand's perspective, if they can see what you're doing and the audience that you've built. And pretty much your content is it's so obvious that it's about rope skipping, right? Because
Mhm,
most of your reels are that. So you've got a very concentrated audience on one particular niche. But then
mhm.
going into the actual like I don't want to I'm not going to ask you about like how much money you earn from social media and stuff, but if we were just to do the rope skipping side, what is the kind of financial support that you get through being number one in the world or a world champion of rope skipping, if there is any?
I think there's none.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, we don't have like prize when we won the championship at the
There's
moment.
no prize money.
No prize money yet. But I
Damn,
think that there are some competition in China does have, but right now for world like the official world championship, it doesn't have like any prize money or like any prize yet. So yeah.
that's crazy. So do you guys do you do you have to work like normal jobs whilst training on this stuff as well?
Yeah, we do have to. Yeah, I think usually jumper athletes usually drummer coaches as well, or they founded their own club. So that's why I started my own skipping club
Okay.
when I was like 20, like 10
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago. So I
Smart
have been
play. Smart.
coaching, yeah. Yeah, I have been coaching and also performing as well to try to earn a living out of my sports.
Right. So you are still like full time rope skipping, but some of that is coaching, some of that is performing, some of that is brand deals through your social media presence. But you're still full time in that kind of arena of rope skipping.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I extend more, like I do because I also founded like a jumper app before. So I try to do stuff around drum rope so that I can make a living out of that. Yeah.
Do you think that's ever going to change in the sport? Like with the growing popularity and more competitions coming up, do you think that people will ever be paid to be like rope skipping? Because I can't imagine, it feels like a sport that someone like Red Bull could get into, because it's quite a cool sport. It's
Yes.
like breakdancing. And
Yeah.
Red Bull athletes are like full-time athletes. So I'm wondering if you think there's sunrise on the horizon. Do you think there's ever going to be a full-time rope skipper?
Yeah, I think it there will be a chance to be, but I think there is like a Red Bull athletes of drum rope in Hong Kong. And then, but I think like he's not also doing like a full time from being a Red Bull athlete. So, but this is what I'm trying to do because like for my on my social, I'm trying to get to know more about the brain people, and then so that I could try to think more like what can I get from the brain so that like more people can benefit from doing or being athletes. So yeah, and I was trying to create some competition as well so that to invite brand to sponsor the prize of the competition too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's great what you're doing because I mean you are probably the best person, especially I mean probably in Asia to grow the sport. And again, like my audience probably won't know much about rope skipping, but it's an interesting story. You are literally spearheading this movement in this niche, and I find it super interesting with all your content out there. Climbing to the world number one and winning world championships is no easy thing to do in any sport on anything in life, and you've done it. So on that, then, Pat Kung, like before we really get into it, what does it feel like being world number one in at anything?
Um, I feel like it's something that I really wanted for a long time, and that finally happens. And I feel like I still want to get better at the sports, and I want to inspire more people by doing it or like being a better athlete. Yeah. So this is how I felt.
Do you never have any mornings where you like wake up and your first thought is like, "Ah, I'm the best in the world. I can go back to bed now."
No, because like there it's like a non-stopping journey because like there is always someone who can do better than you at any time. So if you like stop and not start training and then the next competition you won't be able to get any medal. So I felt like this is just one time that I became the top, but um if I couldn't keep up and then I will be falling behind. Yeah.
Was there a mindset shift? Did you feel like when you did win, was there anything that changed in you to go from being the one chasing the title to then being the one being chased? Was there a shift in your mindset? Did it feel different?
Um no, I don't think so, but I think like that is a shift that when people are having more expectation on you, I try to shift to like I want to win every time that I join any competition. But I think that that is not like a really good sign of like mindset. So that's get me really like anxious when I go to training every time. And then I felt like because like after the year that I won the world championship, I won the champion, um I came second in the Asian championship. And then I felt like I get like I'm losing the whole championship and I don't feel like I'm I'm valued. So I think there is not like a really good mindset shift. So this is like yeah, I'm yeah.
How did you deal with that extra pressure then after winning?
I don't know. For the past the 2 year after I won the world champion and and also at that time I was starting to grow really big or social, I felt like there is like a lot of pressure on me that I have to be the best, or I have to be the person people expected to be. So every time when I go to training, it felt like really anxious that if I don't perform well, I won't be that person. But I'm starting to lose the interest or the passion to the sports. And that's why for the last 2 years, I was trying to not to set myself any goals because I want to tell myself that it's okay to lose because like you can't be the best every time, especially while I'm getting old as an athlete. And yeah, so that's why yeah, this is something that I'm trying to learn. But right now, I felt like if I do love the process or I do love training, it doesn't matter. It will get better anyway. So the thing that I'm trying to do right now is to try to enjoy every training and try to get the most out of every training every time while I don't have so much time to balance my life. Yeah.
Was there ever a moment that you thought of walking away completely?
Yeah, I do. Because like when 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 2023, there is like a world championship in US. And then I thought it will be my last time to compete because like I'm 29 that year. But so I made a routine that is good enough to win the champion. And then, but at that time, there is like a error from the judges that the judges made a mistake in counting the difficulties, and then that's why my score went really low. And then this is the first time that I didn't get any medal from a, a world championship or like an international championship. And that time I was like really frustrated because like I really want to because I sometimes I felt like I could explore more outside of drum rope, and I think this is time that I really want to explore out of drum rope because I'm turning 30 and I might not be able to compete that in that level of professional competition. So that time I really want to walk out of drama because I felt like it's a lot of like anger and and yeah, sad and stuff, and I feel like maybe I won't do drama anymore. And but after that I felt like um I need to, and also and also after that year I broke my ankle as well. And then I couldn't do drum rope. And then at that time, I was trying to feel that maybe I want to do it again, but not like need to win every competition. So that's why I try to join different small competition to try if I still want to do drum rope. So yeah, it's kind of like a really hard journey, but I felt like I start to regain the joy while I'm doing drum rope.
It's funny how things happen in sports and competitions that I mean you win a world championships and then that kind of makes you fall out of love with the sport for 2 years, but then you break your ankle and then compete in smaller competitions and then you end up re-falling in love with the sport. It's crazy how things have like an opposite effect sometimes. And so when you're talking about this pressure and feeling anxious going into competitions and going into training, where do you feel that most from? Is it from yourself putting pressure on yourself? Is it from fans? Is it from family? Where do you feel the pressure most from?
I think mostly for myself because I've been training alone for I think like 7 years. So because I started to train, I used to compete in team events before 2018, but after that I started to do more on my own career first and maybe like tech stuff and stuff. And then I started to train alone and participate in individual events. So that's why I could arrange my own schedule to train. And then I felt like every time when I go to training alone, it will be like there is like a coach back home that trying to get the most out of myself, and then it will be like a really, because I felt like I'm like a kind of like a disciplined person, and also I do have like really high standard. So every time I would just keep, like there is no one staying with you so that you don't know like how you are doing. And then every time you are trying to tell yourself that you are not good enough and you are trying to become better and better. And then that makes the the confidence in myself is like getting lower and lower. Then yeah, I think that's is the key issue that I was facing when I was training alone.
It's hard, man. Like as an athlete, when you're by yourself and you train by yourself, it's a different sport, you know. But when you're surrounded by teammates or even having a coach or family or friends there, you can have that back and forth. You can have that conversation, and I don't think that's unique to sport. You know, I think it's in anything when you're running a business. I'm sure you know it's so good to have a coach or someone there that you can voice things off and talk and work through problems. Because often, I mean, for myself anyway, when I'm left to my own thoughts, I often catastrophize things and I often
Yes.
think things are way worse than they actually are in my head. When
Yeah, right.
in reality, if I just spoke to someone about it, then they're probably nowhere near as bad as I think. And they'll probably give me some solutions as well. So, how have you found that then? I know you said that you're going into more team events now. So, have you found that has really helped you in terms of relieving some of that stress, relieving some of that anxiety, relieving some of that pressure just by being in that team environment?
I think that is something that I'm trying to learn as well. Because I think for the past 8 or 7 years, it has been like a really this is a journey that I do all the stuff on my own, or I'm counting on myself. Because especially when you are doing content, there is no one to help you to film the content. You have to do it on your own. And then when you are doing a startup, because actually there is no one who understands you as like, because I'm trying to do a drum rope app, and then there is like no one. So my friends or my family, they are not in that kind of scenario that they won't know like what kind of question investor are asking you. And then I think I'm really used to that 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 feeling that I need to count on my own. So I think in this I just decided to compete in team events in like in September. So that's why this is something that I'm
So
trying
it's
to
very
learn
new.
to yeah, it's trying to let them know what my needs or what I'm thinking. And then I think it's good to do that because like when you have to grow better or like you have to be more sustainable, it's really good to have people that you can count on or to lean on when things might happen or like there are that yeah.
I would also say, to add to your point, I would say that when things are going bad, it's really good to have people to lean on and to support. But also when things are going great, it's so nice to share success with people. It's so nice to not be the only one partying because you've won a competition, you know. If your team win,
Yeah, right.
it's a whole different celebration because you're all in it together. You're all celebrating together. And it just, I don't know. I think, again, like without getting too deep on things, but I think it's the same in a lot of things in life, to be honest. Like when your
Yeah,
friends are winning, when your family are winning and things are going well and people are hitting their goals and objectives, life is just better. When people around you
yeah,
are that you love are doing well as well, things are just better. And obviously, it's good if you're doing well as well. But when you're in that team environment, that's why I love team sports. I love team sports, and I know you only started in September, but I hope you get as much out of them that I think you are capable of getting as well. But no doubt as
yeah,
well, Pat Kung, I'm sure that you're going to bring a lot to the team that they won't know either. Like your discipline, your level of discipline, you're the one that stood on top of the podium before. So I'm sure they're going to take a lot from you. You're the lone wolf, you're the outsider coming into the team,
yeah,
showing them all
yeah,
how it's done.
yeah.
So you mentioned there about your business. I'd love to sort of touch on this briefly. Is this the joke, the skipping app that you mentioned?
Yeah, so yeah, I did. I found it app called Roju. When I think it's during COVID, so it's
R
2000.
ROJU, rope jump, right?
Yeah,
Abbreviation for rope. Okay, cool.
yeah. So I was trying to build an online community and also like building a tools that people could learn drum systematically because like in the past years I have been working in so I'm have been coaching in school and also in an elite level so that I do build my own structure of like training and then to in different aspect, especially when people they want to be like a, a single group or like they want to go into double edge and then I could build a system that could train them into the elite training. So I felt like I could share my own system of training through online contents and also an app. So that's why I started to do an app at that time.
And how's the journey been going from athlete to entrepreneur? It's something I'm trying to navigate myself at the moment, so I'd love to hear your thoughts.
So I think I think this is kind of like my fourth startup. So I have been doing the first one is like my own skipping school. And then the second one, it was like a online education marketplace. And the third one is like a social enterprise that help um, SEN and also underprivileged kids to get to the sports through CSR program. And this is my fourth startup, and I felt like I'm trying to to use the knowledge that I have from my previous startup to apply to this. But at the same time, because it is like a very different scenario, because like when you are doing a tech startup, you usually go for fundraising and the goals of the KPIs are usually quite different because they are looking for growth, especially for VCs and stuff. And then it's kind of really hard for me because like jump up to those investors might not be like a really big sports or like they could go exponentially. So I really need to work really hard on telling the story of like how I'm going to make this work. So yeah, it has been like a really hard journey that I have to because I was a single team like I was alone and it's really hard for me to like to become the product manager itself and also managing the investor relation and also building the app at the same time.
So have you done? Did you complete some fundraising for Roju?
So I do apply for some. I did apply some government funding program. So we were in Cyberport and also we joined some accelerator, including AppWorks in Taiwan and also some incubation program in university. And but at that time when I was talking to the VCs and there is like a VC who is like really he is like really thoughtful and considerate. And then he said like maybe you shouldn't go for like fundraising rounds because like when because he felt like I'm doing something that I really love. But if I go for usual fundraising process from Series A, B, C, D, and then you will be we're going to IPO, I won't be able to do something that I love because you have to follow the path that the first VC have have planned it for you.
Yeah, you
So at that
lose
time
control.
yeah, and then I felt like this is something that I really want to do, and I don't think I have to force it because if you force it, it will be something that you don't want. And also I talked to some other founders because I got a friend who is like a founder for a STEM education app. And then he also told me that it's not like a really so everyone will think that people who could fundraise are those successful startup, but he said like maybe not because like you have to you have to follow the KPIs and also go for the sales when they took money from investors. So this is something that I think about on my own again, and I felt like maybe it's not a good time for me to go for a fundraising process. And I think like because at that time I was also doing content, and I felt like actually content and also app, they are doing the same thing, but in a different format, or the monetization way is like different. So I think like it's easier for me to start from building content, and then it would be a really good funnel to go from content to a startup. So that's why I kind of like put a pause on the app side, and I'm focusing more on the content side right now.
Yeah, your content's a great natural funnel. To have 180,000 people who follow you for jump rope to then build into a jump rope app, it's like it's great marketing. So you mentioned this is your fourth startup, mate, and I'd love to know if you had one lesson to share with any budding entrepreneur listening, aka myself, what would the one piece of advice be that you've taken from your four startups?
I felt like you have mm, let me think. I think don't afraid to try, and I think launching faster is really important because like sometimes when we are building stuff, you will be really frustrated, or like you are really concerned that you are or worried about what if things doesn't work. But if you launch faster, you will know like whether this thing works or not, and then you can start pivoting. But if you spend more time on investing the stuff that you built, it will be harder for you to pivot. So I felt like maybe launching faster is more important because like you know where the problem is, and then it will be easier for you to try to pivot and find a new way that to make the things work. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that advice. You just got to start, basically. Just got to start. Um, when you growing up in Hong Kong, now I find your story super interesting. I've only been in Hong Kong for 5 years, and I'm from the UK. There's obviously things that I notice about Hong Kong in terms of the cultural difference between the UK and Hong Kong and other places in the world. Um, do you find that there's like a cultural pressure to succeed and be the best in Hong Kong? I'm talking to a world champion here. So when we talk about pressure and where that comes from, I would love to know if you feel like, growing up in Hong Kong has something to do with that.
Yes, because I think like Hong Kong is like a really fast-paced world, like a fast-paced city that like everyone walk really fast, work really fast, everything is really efficient. And also I think like especially for me, I grew up in a and I found that it's like kind of like in a more elite side of community. So you can see like people are competing against each other, especially when I was in high school. You felt like there is like a invisible competition between you and your friends next to you. And then they will say, I didn't study for the exam, but at the end they went out 99 marks for the exam. And I felt like there is like a really keen competition between people in Hong Kong. And also people are more tends to think about this is a life that I need to be, or like I need to earn more money for my future. So I felt like that's why the success. I think this is where the success came from.
What does
But I
success
don't
look
think
like
like,
for you?
oh, wow. um, I think success for me now is like more around it, not just like getting the stuff that you want, but also you have a life that is like a life. Because like before COVID, I felt like the my whole person is just devoted to work, and then it's not no rest time, no hobbies, and it's just all work and training and stuff. And I felt it really it's really easy to burn out. And what I'm thinking now and is I'm trying to balance that I have a life myself, but also I have a goal that I can slowly going into it. So I think this is success to me. I don't know.
How much of success revolves around money?
I think I think I'm being that kind of weird person because because I created uni for drum rope. So I think I'm not the person that I looks towards money, but while I'm doing my entrepreneur journey and I'm doing more on the business and also the content creator side, I think I'm looking more into the numbers because that is like really important for me to have like a sustainable growth, and also I could get more resources from the things that I'm working, and then that I could invest into it.
For sure. I mean, you need to be data driven, right? If you're running your own business
Yeah.
and you're a
Yes.
content creator, like you need to look at the numbers. You dropped out of uni to do jump rope. Is that right? Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
How did that go down with your family? What did they react like?
My mom was like really shocked, and then she kept asking whether you can get back to uni. But at that time, explained to her that like what my goals are and why I'm doing it, and then she was confused. And then I shared her my goals of like maybe I will be this in 5 years or I will be this in 10 years, and then she was convinced. And yeah, I think she's kind of okay now, and then she's kind of proud of me right now, so I think it's okay.
What were you studying at university?
So I think so. I created uni for like 3 times.
3 times.
Yes, 3 times.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what were the three different degrees then?
So the first one was like risk management. It's more like a statistic stuff. And then the second one is like a professional accountancy. So I was thinking maybe I could go into a corporate job. So that's why I chose that major.
Classic.
And then
Yeah.
the third one is like for the creative industry. So I was trying to know more about the creative scenarios and how things work in creative sectors. But yeah, I think I don't have time to study, and I felt like while I'm working on the content creator side, and I felt like this the experience that I can gain from working rather than like studying a bachelor degree. So yeah, that's how I quit
I mean, to be
it.
fair, like the first 2 degrees, yeah, they're obviously just wanting to get a corporate job. But your third
Yeah,
degree in the creative industry, like you can't do much more than being a content creator and actually putting yourself out there. Like you'll learn, as you know, you learn so much from just doing the thing. Just like
yeah,
you say with your fourth startup, you learn so much about business from just running a business. And every day is a lesson and a school day. And it's the same thing, right, with sports, with life, with business. Like you learn so much more by just doing things. By just doing it, making mistakes is really key, and failing, right? That's really important. Which I think, from being an outsider in Hong Kong, failure is maybe
it's
quite a scary thing
underrated.
for it.
Yeah,
It's not very well accepted in Hong Kong,
yeah, yeah.
in my opinion. And whether it is in other cultures as well, who knows? But um, what's your experience with failure? Like, as growing up here, sports. You could argue that you failed uni 3 times. You could say that. What's your relationship with failure?
I think I think I grow with failure because like I think this is something genre taught me. Because like when you try to learn the tricks, actually you can't do it. Like because like it's easy, it's visible that you make a mistake that while you are doing that tricks. So I think like failure is a kind of part of myself while I'm learning drum rope. So what I'm trying to do is try to make every failure become a success. And so that's why I don't think like while I created uni, I didn't thought that that is a mistake. But still there are some times that you will regret you made that choice. But right now I felt like I want to be with failure because so I recently released a song, and then I told my producer that I know I can sing better for the next 2 or 3 recording. but I felt like I really want to record the person that I am right now because the thing that I only can do is becoming better, but I never can be worse. So I feel like I have to appreciate the moment that I really want to take a step out of my comfort zone and do something that I'm not really good at, and make it this moment. And I felt like I have to enjoy more of the person that I am right now to become a better person or become someone who is greater or like I can do more stuff. So yeah, this is something that I'm trying to learn.
I love that, man. Honestly, like what you've just spoken about there is just perfect. Like you're a world champion at a sport, you're an entrepreneur, and now you're still trying to push yourself outside the comfort zone and releasing music because that's what you want to do now. That's what you love. That's where your passion is. Like that is awesome, and that should be a lesson to anyone out there, myself included. That no matter how uncomfortable you feel doing something, no matter how comfortable you feel doing something, you should always be looking for things to push yourself more. You know, if you want to do something and the only thing that's stopping you is fear of failure, well, that's, in my opinion, that's just not a good excuse whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I always push myself to fail, and but now
That's
I'm
why you're
trying
so
to
successful.
not really. I think I can be better, but like at this moment, I'm trying to push myself to fail more because like I think success is not like a one simple single answer, and also success is not like a it doesn't stay there forever. Because like when you are successing at this moment, you could be dropping a lot the next moment. So I think more importantly is like how you try to navigate through the moment that you are not successful. And yeah, I don't think people need to focus on successing, but rather than they have to learn to know what they have and then how they adjust their mindset to play with what they have at that moment to get the most out of it. So yeah, this is what I'm trying to learn, especially while I was like kind of depressing the past 2 years. And I felt like releasing the song the process has been like making me to try to accept more the weakness that I have and to really look into it, that that thing. Yeah.
Tell you what, mate, you should do some motivational content because what you're saying in the last 15 minutes is good stuff, and it's all personal lessons. And it's crazy for me to be talking to someone who's at the top of their game and has reached the very top in a sport, and to speak so openly about failing and chasing failure and learning to fail properly, especially in Hong Kong. Like that's what I love about this conversation is that we're talking here. You know, you've grown up in a culture which really doesn't accept failure that much, and it's all about, as you said, it's about success, it's about competition, it's about comparison as well, comparing to other people. What I've got is bigger and shinier than what you've got. And I love the transparency, I love the honesty. So Pak Hung, then, when people look at you and look back on your life, on your life, not your career, how would you like to be remembered?
I want to be the person who support them when they feel depressed, or I could be a role model that I could navigate through bad things and still could shine again. Because this is something that for my song, this the first lyric is once again I can let myself shine again. So I think this is something that I'm trying to tell people that no matter how bad situations are, there is always someday that you can turn better. So yeah, I'm trying to do that, and I hope everyone who is experiencing something unhappy or sad, and then they could navigate through their own journey.
I'm sure many people do see you as that person, especially from your social content. As you know, Paco, the podcast is called Abnormal. It's for normal people that want to do abnormal things. And especially before this conversation, I thought your story was very abnormal. But after this conversation, it's even more so, talking about the entrepreneurial journey, the dropouts of university, and everything in between. So if you had one piece of advice for anyone out there wanting to do something abnormal in their lives, what would it be?
So don't focus on the voices that stand against you, because those could be your motivation, or you can prove them wrong. And also don't try to surround with people that don't understand you, because I think when you have support from people that understand you, it will be easier, and also you have more confidence to do the things that you want. So try to remove those stuff, for example, like desire and stuff that you don't need, and focusing on the stuff that you want. Yeah, this is, I think, really important.
I think that's amazing. Surround yourself with people who understand your goals and will push you to get there. It's crazy when you do things that scare you, when you fail. It's crazy the things in life that change. Your circles change, your social circles change, your friends change. And it can be tough in the moment, but it's good for you long term. Mate, thank you so much for coming on. This has been an epic episode. I've loved hearing your story. And I can't wait to follow along, mate. I can't wait to follow the entrepreneurial journey. I can't wait to follow the business launch. And good luck in the upcoming competitions, in the team events as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Abnormal. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing to the channel and give us a 5-star review in whatever podcast platform you are listening or watching on right now, as it goes a long way to help growing the show. Thank you, and see you in the next one.